What's
What's up?
good?
What's up, Jen Garcia? How are you?
How you doing?
I am good. What's happening with you, young lady?
Yeah, I wanted to holler at you because you took sound bites of my video and you fabricated a lot to it.
No, I
So I wanted to know why you just took a sound bite. Like, I want you to man up. Let's deal with it. Let's debate it.
Let's do
Because you
it.
took sound bites and you hit behind the sound bites. That was slick.
I didn't,
That was really slick.
I didn't hide behind the sound bites. I played your clip
You
in its
did.
entirety. I did not, dear. I played your clip in its entirety.
Yeah, and okay, so then where did I say I was a Spaniard or that I claimed Spain? Do you know what I claimed?
Well, no, let's go back to what you were talking about. I didn't put you.
Absolutely.
Okay. You were saying that black people look at our blackness like a scab. What are you talking about?
Okay, are you asking me to
I'm
explain?
asking you. Yeah, explain what do you mean that we look at our blackness like a scab?
Okay, first of all, you sound low. Your volume just went low on me.
Okay, that's I don't know what that is. I haven't touched anything, so go ahead.
Okay, so very, very, very specifically, so I'm clear, okay? I'm talking about the hypersensitivity on social media. There's a large demographic of African Americans. I didn't say all black, okay? I didn't say anything about me claiming Spaniard. I mean, you ran off at the mouth. Puerto Rican this, Puerto Rican that. Spaniards this, Spaniards. I don't claim Spain, papi. I don't claim Spain.
Well,
I don't claim our conquerors.
Then most
Okay?
Puerto Ricans claim they're Spanish.
And I know that.
Right.
But that has nothing to do with me. So I would have preferred that you hit me up. I mean, because you was on my page. So I would have preferred that you hit me up and be like, yo, explain this shit.
Well,
and I could
have
explain it.
Explaining how you felt in your thing, sweetie. You were
and then you took your interpretation, you put it through your filter, and it came out through your interpretation. That's different than what I was saying.
I mean, but the way you said it, I was just playing your own words. With this blackness, we look at it like a scab. A scab. You got to keep picking at.
Yeah, but didn't you? Okay, didn't you embellish though? Didn't you embellish, Tariq?
No, because
you didn't embellish.
I played your clip, sweetie, of you talking about how Black Americans look at our blackness like a scab, and it sounds like a projection.
Okay, but a projection how? How's it a projection?
That sounds like some of that Latina stuff where y'all project some of the issues you have with your blackness. That's what that sounds like.
I know, but that's why you have to ask for clarification. Okay? I'm very proud of my African roots. I do not claim Spaniard. When I say my makeup, I never claim Spain. But you went on a tangent about me claiming Spain, and that was wrong information.
I was talking about Puerto Ricans. Many of them in general claim Spain. They claim they're Spanish. So
of course, I know that.
But you were talking about black people. It's like misery. You want company. All this stuff. What was all that about? What was that about?
So very, very specifically. There is a demographic, specifically on social media, of Black Americans that are hypersensitive to everything. And what I was saying was, stop letting people bait you about your blackness. That's what I was saying. Any little thing sets them off. That's what I was saying. But you went off talking about Spaniards, this, that, and the third. I've never claimed Spain. That's why it was silly.
Let's unpack what you're saying, Jen. Okay. Black people being sensitive about what? Black Americans being sensitive about what?
Say that again?
What are Black Americans being sensitive about? What are you saying? We're being
sensitive about the word racist, like that's been traded in. Now it's anti-Black. It's just the new trending word. We went from everything is racist to now everything is anti-Black, and people don't even get clarification before they throw that word out there. And that's a result of hypersensitivity. If somebody said something about Puerto Ricans, like you went off on a tangent. You was like, Spaniard, y'all claim Spaniard, y'all claim Spaniard, y'all this, that. Let me tell you something. It's a diaspora thing. It is not a Latin or Black thing. It is not a Latin or Black thing, because you said Puerto Ricans. Wait a minute, you said Puerto Ricans claimed Spain, right? You said Puerto Ricans want to be white. I can bring you a list of black people that want to be white, and they're mixed with Cherokee, and they're mixed with that, this, that, and the third. It's the same thing.
Jen, let's go back to the anti-black stuff you were talking about, sweetie. You
no,
jump
but
on that,
being anti-black.
Then you jump on that, then you immediately go back to I'm not Spanish. Look.
What do you mean go back to? I've never claimed Spain, though. How can you make me claim something I've never claimed?
We're talking about anti-blackness, black people being hypersensitive about the word anti-black. Anti-black racism comes not just from the white supremacists, it comes from other people who are in the buffer class industry, meaning people who are not black, they have black ancestry, but people who don't identify with black, but you have buffers who have the same anti-black racism. Is that true, dear, or not true?
That's true, but across the spectrum. There are black people who feel the same way that you're talking about right now. There are black people who don't want to identify as black. And I'm talking about African Americans.
Those are usually people from immigrant cultures, for the most part. This is why
okay, what do you have to say about Candace Owens?
Candace Owens is Caribbean, sweetie.
Okay, what do you have to say about Stacey Dash?
She's Caribbean.
Okay, so but they're black women, right?
Stacey Dash's mother, I think, is Mexican.
But there are black women who don't want to be black. Am I right?
No, they're not. They're not foundational black Americans. This is proving my point. See, a lot of skin folks ain't your kin folks. We're a different ethnic group, and this is my point. Foundational black Americans, we look at ourselves differently. We have pride about ourselves. We don't walk around with that self-hating thing that's severe like a lot of people in the Caribbean do. They have it way more severe. They really do have it. And that was my point last night. Foundational black Americans, we don't look at our blackness as a scab. We look at it as a source of pride to fight white supremacy. Candace Owens does not represent us because she ain't from our culture. Neither does Stacey Dash. So that was my point. People are going to have to respect foundational black Americans. We're the only ones out here fighting white supremacy consecutively. And
but that's also false. And that goes to show how tiny your point of view is. Because Puerto Ricans have been fighting white supremacy since Albizu Campos, since Betances, since Lolita LeBron, okay? Did you know that Anthony Davis and Lolita LeBron were like this? Did you know that? Or you only know black history?
And Puerto Ricans stopped doing that shit in the 1930s and started trying to fight. No, yes, they did.
No, sir.
Yes, they did. Puerto Ricans don't fight no fucking white supremacy. They're trying to
beat white supremacy. You ever heard of the Young Lords?
I understand that. They're trying to beat white supremacy, sister. In Puerto Rico, they practice the same black racism.
Wait, you just said they stopped in the 1930s. Have you ever heard of the Young Lords?
I'm not talking about a couple of individual radicals. I'm talking about the collective. In Puerto Rico, motherfuckers want to be white. When you put your name and address and your race on the census, people over there are talking about they white. People come over here and talk white.
But that's
stop playing now. People.
But that's a demographic. I can bring you black people who don't want to be black. It's a diaspora thing. It is not a Latin or black thing. It is that people that hate their blackness and people that don't want to be associated to Africa. It is a diaspora thing.
And it's a Latino thing. Latino. They got a culture, La Raza something, improve the race. They got sayings over there about improving the race, meaning whiten the fuck up. That's the part of it.
Okay, so, and where did that start? Did that not start on the plantation?
Yeah, it started in Spain, actually. That started
in Spain. And who keeps perpetrating the brown paper bag? Who did that?
That was over there in the Caribbean, because this is the thing, Jen. The Spanish did something differently than the British. Over here with the British, when they would rape the sisters, they didn't claim...
I'm not screaming, I talk loud.
All right. Over here, when the British would rape the black women, the African women, the black Aboriginal women, the British wouldn't claim the children. They don't do that now. They didn't claim the children as theirs. Over there in Spanish culture, the colonizers and the rapists would claim the children. So you thought you were part of the family. It was a big ball of confusion. So this is why over there in Caribbean culture, there's a lot of mass colorism there, because they feel like they're part of the Spanish family, and you're really not. There's a game that they play. So we have to
I know,
understand.
but that happens here on American soil with African Americans. That happens here.
It's not as pronounced as y'all do it.
Are you kidding? So okay, so I can't log on.
Go ahead.
Are you gonna let me speak?
Go ahead.
I can't log on to social media and see a black, dark skin versus light skin war. I can't see that on any given day.
That is 100% the immigrant Sambos doing that shit. 100 fucking percent.
Absolutely not. When Chris Brown,
listen, niggas who do that.
What are you talking about?
They be from the immigrants from West Africa and Jamaica.
Wasn't Talib Kweli just attacked on Twitter because a dark skinned woman said that rappers only date and marry light skinned